That's where I keep my music, because I like the tinny sound this thing makes when it's inside of there. Drinking bourbon in the middle of the day is not something I do regularly. Maybe I do it once in a while, but the nice thing about it is that I can do it. I realize can doesn't necessarily mean that you should, but I make my money, let's try that again. I make my money as a freelancer. Am I rolling? I forgot to check. I make videos for a living too. So, that tells you something. Today I have to finish up a project. It's a television series. 2 more episodes to go on that. And then, you know what? It sounds, do you hear that? Hey, yeah. Hold on. My daughter Erica is having a Halloween party, which I'm pretty dang excited about. Remember that episode of The Office where, oh, what's his name? Daryl, Toby, the fat guy from accounting, you know, from The Office. What's his name? Anyways, you can remind me. There's an episode where he decides he wants to save time by eliminating words and kind of comes out as like baby talk. That's what I do, but I don't do it intentionally. So I'm going to do a separate video on the benefits and the negatives to freelance, but today I will share one of the benefits to freelance, and that is that well, hold on. My bourbon. And also that I get to make my work schedule work around my family first. Family and their schedule and whatever we're doing as a family always comes first. Always. Always? I would say always. I wonder what my wife would say. I love that I get to spend this amount of time with them when they're here. Ugh, it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to start doing more videos on freelancing and what that world is like, because I know quite a few people are interested in doing it. Today's video is just about how I do it, what I do personally. I'm not going to go into the benefits or the negatives, even though there's a lot of both. So today I'm going to be intercutting like freelance talk with work. It's going to be a good video. Doggone it, it's going to be good. Keep these coming, and it's gonna be really good. So, this friend of ours got my wife and I onto keto. We've been doing it for just over 3 weeks now, and I'm going to do a video about keto coming up soon. But it makes lunchtime, mealtime in general, slightly more tricky. Not bad at all. I'm kind of a fan, but you can't just go grab anything out of the fridge or whatever. You have to be pretty picky. So today I'm having leftover steak. So I'll start with, I guess, the facts, right? I've done video work most of my life, and video work kind of lends itself to freelance a little bit. And so even when I worked at like a job where I was a video person of some kind, I still usually had freelance gigs on the side. In that regard, I've always kind of done freelance, but it was just very intermittent. And it was just kind of like when somebody needed a video. For me, the transition from working full-time at a place to full-time freelance happened about 4 years ago when my family and I decided to sell everything we owned and buy a travel trailer and travel the country nomadically. So I wanted to get out of like full-time work and I wanted to be able to take the work with me. So I quit my job. I had 2 months to build a full-time income out of freelance from kind of nothing. I think back on that and I think that was kind of crazy. But the thing is, I wouldn't have been able to do freelance if I didn't have to do freelance. I don't know if that makes sense. I know I have friends, I have people I talk to who want to do things, who want to I'd like to go into freelance, or I'd like to do this full-time or that full-time. And they don't because they don't have to. I think as long as you don't have to do the thing that's risky to do, you won't do it. But if you put yourself in a position where you have to do that risky thing, that's your only real option, you know, then you're more likely to do it and do it well. I didn't know how I was going to get clients. I didn't know how much money I'd make. I didn't know how much work it'd be. I went into it pretty much cold when I quit my job. Tony Robbins has this like inspirational thing, inspirational limerick quote. Tony Robbins has this like word picture, this analogy that works better that I loved and it kind of impacted me. And he talks about burning your boats. And it's this picture of a group of people who want to storm this castle. And this castle's on an island. So they take their boats over to the island, and before they go and storm the castle, they burn their boats. And then they go storm the castle. And the burning the boats thing is just like having no way out. Like you are so committed to this. You're committed to the point of you've destroyed every way out of this risky thing you're about to take on. For me anyways, I'm not committed enough. I'm not focused enough. I don't have enough self-discipline to do something unless I really have to do it. I used to have a lot of things that I called one-day dreams. There were things that I wanted to do someday. And for me, someday really started looking like it was never going to happen. So I burned my boats. It's amazing how motivated you get and how quickly you can accomplish things when you have to do them. Ooh, it's actually left over from one of my boys. My parents took them out to dinner last night. I don't know where they went, but they had leftover steak, so hopefully they don't mind. I should probably ask them. Boys, you gonna eat this steak? So I'd quit my job, didn't know how I was gonna make any money. I remember I was completely terrified because I was counting down the days to my last paycheck and knew after that, there's no more paychecks. I was like up at night thinking about this. I was really freaked out about it. So I scoured the internet trying to figure out how you get clients for video work when you don't have any clients and you don't know how to get any. And I came across this website called Video Pixie. And timing-wise, I just got lucky on this. I got involved with Video Pixie when it was a pretty new website and there weren't a lot of people in it. So I just kind of lucked out there and it worked out great for me. I don't really have a lot more to say, actually, I guess. I mean, I think the only way you can really make it work is by burning your boat and just making a full effort to go into it. It seems like it'd be a very slow, difficult road that would never really get you where you want to be if you just are kind of slowly wedging your way into it, where you still have a full-time job and you're just trying to take on more and more freelance and hoping that eventually I'll get enough freelance to be able to quit my job. I guess you can do it that way. It never worked for me. I've tried to do it that way before, because I always could fall back on my job. There's just such a different way that you approach work when you have to get the work. What else? So I'm going to do quite a few of these videos ongoing, just here and there, freelance kind of videos, work and money and that kind of thing. Send me some questions if you have like specific questions or things that I should like do a video on. Not that I'm an expert or anything, but if you're in a place a few steps behind me, I'm more than willing, not just willing, whatever is more than willing, that's what I'm at, to share all of the insight I've gleaned, which apparently amounts to one thing: quit your job. That's all I've got. Quit your job? There's got to be more to it than that. Let me put myself in somebody else's position. If I was going to go into a field, an area that didn't have a video pixie, thing is, there's a video pixie for every field pretty much. Chances are somebody has thought about this more than me anyways, and has created some sort of platform, some kind of tool or service that you can pay for that will connect you with potential clients. The problem is it's hard to get into some of these things. That's the one thing I will say. See, I'm going to go into the negatives, but the difficulty is some of these websites, if they've been around for a while, it can be very difficult to get your foot in the door. It can, you know what I mean? Because there's so many people who have been doing, you know what I mean? Do you understand? Yes, you do. You're not stupid. I would say if you're going to go that route and you're going to use a site that has been around for a long time and you really want to use the site and make it benefit you, you should probably just put all of your time and effort into that site. Like really research the different ones and figure out the one that you want to put all your eggs into, and I would just go for that one. Like pay whatever fees they have attached to it, email, use it, do everything they say you should do, and just stick with it. It's probably the best, quickest way to get a return on it, because I've done this before. There's a lot of different, there's like Freelancer and lots of other ones that I can't think of right now that kind of do the same thing. They're like sites that aren't specific to video. They're just general freelance kind of sites that connect clients with your particular field. None of those worked well for me, but part of the reason they didn't work well is I just kind of used them. I was just kind of like, I don't know, I'll see if it works. And I would just do like the free basic membership and didn't really do much with it. So I feel like if I really invested my time into one of those, it will probably gain results for you. It may take a little bit of time and some money and some effort, but it's not any different than starting a business. Like if you're going to start a business of any kind, it's going to take some money, it's going to take some risk, and freelance is no different. There's going to be a time of just some risky steps and maybe having to spend some money and time. So, oh, what else? I'm just trying to think of anything else. Anything at all. This is a good video. I'm gonna watch a video on YouTube today about a guy eating in front of me. I never eat alone. Never eat alone like this. Usually it's the family and stuff, but actually this is dumb. I'm not gonna film myself eat. What do you think I am? One of the things I've had to learn to get better at with freelance is balancing the two sides of freelance. There's the one side of freelance where you're trying to get new clients, and there's the other side where you have current clients that you're trying to like finish their projects and do the work. And usually what happens is all of my focus, I get some clients and then all of my focus goes into finishing their projects so I can go and get more clients. I'm trying to get better at like doing a little bit of both. Make sure there's clients coming in while I'm working on clients' work, because there's always gaps. There's always just like, it's doing really great and we're making so much money, and then it's like, what the heck? Sorry kids, you don't get to eat today. Oh, okay, a couple other things. You have to be, with freelance, I shouldn't say you have to be, everyone can do it different. You can do it differently. I find that it's beneficial doing freelance to know your worth and to have some good confidence. You gotta have confidence in yourself and in what you're going to provide people. You have some sort of value to offer people. I would assume if you're gonna try to do freelance, you must have some sort of benefit. And I think you really have to be good. I think you have to have a lot of confidence in that. Because otherwise, you're just gonna get into these situations where people are not gonna pay you what you're worth, and you're gonna end up doing like free work, or you're just gonna end up not making as much as you should, or you're not gonna book any clients because if you don't see the value in yourself that you're giving other people, they're not gonna see it and they're just not gonna hire you. So you have to have some confidence going into a meeting with a client or a phone call or even the way you email them. Should be the posture that I try to take is I'm very busy. I don't need your work. I want your work. You sound like a great person. I'd love to work with you, but I am busy. Not busy. It's more like I am good at what I do. As much as you're trying to figure out whether I'm going to be a good fit for you, I'm really trying to figure out, are you going to be a good fit for me? Because, and this is true, I try to be very choosy with the clients that I take on now. I don't need your work. I want to make sure we're a good fit before we make this work because I can get work other places. You know, it just makes the client feel a lot more comfortable, like you are in demand, you're good. Having confidence in the value you bring to somebody is very important. As far as like rates and charging things, it's whatever you want. You can look at like competitors and what they're charging and try to be a little below. I think it's more important to look at what do you need? What is your time worth to you? It's more important to make sure you feel like you're getting compensated well for your time than it is to try to be like competitive, I feel like. Yeah, this will be like a series. I'll do a lot of these videos, but let me know your specific questions and I'll try to include those into my next bourbon time. That's gonna be the name of this series, Bourbon Time. That's a good idea. All of my freelance videos are going to take place with bourbon. I like that. And I like me. Do you know what quote that's from? That's from a movie. I like me. My wife likes me. That might not be an exact quote, but if you know the movie, you get what I'm talking about. If you can name the movie that I'm thinking of, you don't win anything, but that'd be pretty cool. Put it in the comments if you know what movie that's from. I like me. My friends like me. My wife likes me. It's something like that. I can't remember the details of the quote, but it's something like that. Okay, I'll give you a clue. Let me know if you got the movie without the clue. The clue is John Candy speaks those words. It's a quote from him in this movie. It's a dang good movie. It's about the time of year to watch it too. Those are two pretty dang good clues. Hey, you! If you like this video and this channel, I am wondering if you would help me share it with YouTube. Like, let YouTube know that people like this video. If you comment, subscribe, like the video or thumbs it up, share it on social media, all of those things help tell YouTube that people like this video and lets the video get out there to more people, which is what I'm trying to do with it. So that'd be helpful. I'd appreciate it. So drink up. Anyways. All right, that was good.